Right. So when this pops up,
Someone got what's the pit window? Same as last week.
same as fucking every week.
Oh, Dan Lick's just joined the session.
Sweet. So in a moment I'll be able to tell you how many there should be. I'm just waiting for this YouTube to fucking say that I'm streaming. There we go. Copy that. Close that.
It's a good job I don't bother playing Destiny on Tuesdays anymore because the server's having issues there. But now again,
I don't mind commentating. I'm on my own, mate. Honestly.
no, don't bother me. I'll just do it on
Right.
Friday.
Future Revenge.
Future Revenge is in the session.
Right. After Future Revenge, we should have Ant.
Ant is in the session.
Dan Lick.
And in the wall. Dan Lick is in the session in pit lane.
Tech Leader.
Tech Leader is out on track, currently fastest.
Just tell me through or not, mate. Hacker. Who is, I believe, John Andrews.
Yes.
1 second, I'm just double checking. Standings. Yeah, John Andrews, I believe, is Hacker. Right.
Mike.
Hello.
Mike. Hello.
Hello, Baraba.
Baraba. Yes.
J Power or J?
JP, yes.
Yeah. Shoemaker.
Yes.
I think that one is the shark bait who is there.
Mm.
And then Kelly is 10 confirmed. It says there's
10.
two. It says there's 2 tentative, but that am I left. So then it's NTS who is tentative. So 10 confirmed, 10 in the lobby. NTS tentative, fine. Dean, nothing from. Dean will be removed from the league next week if he does not confirm.
Yeah. Well, if he can't be asked to race.
Well, it's not even if he can't be asked to race, is it? It's if he can't be asked to fucking tell me a car. It's if he can't be asked to fucking do anything. Is he online?
I don't know. I don't have him on my friends list.
Right, because he's still not read my last message. He's not online.
He's still got to be on the lines. Oi, dickhead, are you racing or not?
He's not online. Where is Dean then on this list? Was last online 22 hours ago playing Fortnite. Well, that 100% isn't Dean. That'll be his younger 2 kids. Right. What's up with you? You're staring at me. Right, ECC General Chat. What's up? Right. So Pro-Am, we're just waiting for Welshie, Smokey Thurston to confirm, and we're just waiting for Dean. Pro, we're just waiting for Polovsky. So where do you start tomorrow then at the moment? 13th place. If Smokey doesn't race, that'll be 12th. If Welshie doesn't race, that'll be 11th. You could be 10th if none of the 3 confirm.
Yeah, Phil's already messaged me what he's going to do from starting P6.
Do you know what? I'm going to stop saying shit when Phil's at party because I think he thinks he's going to win and it's going to his head.
Mm.
He had the chance to win and now it's gone. Right.
Yeah.
I'm popping to the toilet, quickly grabbing a drink, and then I'll be back.
Yeah.
Tell me what car is
Oh, welcome to my end anyway. Yes, it should bring it in line with the PC, Jay.
Minutes. 11.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Go on, crazy redneck coming around ducks.
Still nothing?
Not as I can't see anything.
How many drivers are in that lot list?
10.
10. So MTS is tentative, so I'm not bothered if he doesn't race. Tentative is obviously,
Not sure.
I'm going to try and make it. If I can't make it, you know.
Yeah, not sure.
But Dean's just not pressed anything.
Yeah.
You know the annoying thing is? These older guys are not going to tell. Who've done it for a season, know the drill. Right, what time are we on? 8 o'clock. At 9 minutes, we're going live.
Okay.
One last check. Jamie's not even online, is he, to commentate? So he's not even told me he can't commentate.
No. At the moment, the chat's just Daz and Jay.
So he would have just left me in the shit.
Then a bossy.
No, she's not read my message after I said, is Jamie okay? Right, 8:30 we're going live, and I've just said, not but I was talking. So 8:30 we are going live. And I'm going to go on board. One of our drivers who's been in AM. Right, 5 seconds. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for the next round of the season. It's round 2 of the Amateur League, and we are at Spa here for what should be an absolutely fantastic night of racing and of action, of course. New feature, though, for this season, there is no qualifying for these drivers to participate in tonight. It is reverse grid. You will see this tomorrow night. You will also see this on Thursday night in the Pro. The difference is they have 2 races. We only have the one here in AM. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Duffin, and I'm joined in the commentary box by a very, not really a special guest, as he's your Pro commentator on a Thursday night, but he's joining me tonight as we are, as Jamie Brazier is not with us for this one tonight. It is PN Motorsport, and PN, a very good evening to you. Are we looking forward to some AM action?
Good evening, Matt. Yeah, let's bring on Spa.
Bring on
sir.
Spa. We've had weather problems this week. We hope we have sorted weather problems this week, and we look like everything is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, flooded track was not fun in practice sessions.
No, not at all. Right, so the new feature of the reverse grid, we'll quickly run through this grid for you tonight. There is no Dean Wysocki at this moment in time, which means the grid has updated. It will be Shoemaker on pole from Baraba. If Baraba can make it, he is down as tentative tonight, so it could just be the 10 drivers. Baraba will be P2. P3 will be... Baraba is there. P3 will be NTS. It's NTS who is tentative, meaning he might not be here. P4 will be Jay. P5 will be John Andrews. P6 will be Future Revenge, not Future Revenger. He will be lining up P6. P7 will be Danlick. P8 will be Ant. Excuse me. P9 will be Tech Leader. P10 will be Sharkbait, and P11 will be a returning face. He's had a sabbatical of 1 week, and he's back this season. The championship order, though, looks a little like this, and this is how we set the reverse grid. It is the fact that the reverse grid now is reverse championship order. Before we get into the championship standings, good evening to PM Motorsport in the chat. Daniela Fascina, I don't know if I've said that right. If I haven't, I apologise. Daz Automatic, Micro J's, and DJ Phil. Good luck to all the drivers and Matthew and PN. This is going to get messy tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow night is another night, DJ Phil. Tonight, though, is the action we're looking at. It is the AM League. Ginger Bush, not able to race tonight, leads the way, 25 points to his name, with Ant in second on 23. Danlick, P3 on 21. Future Revenge, 19 points, P4. John Andrews, 17 points in P5. Jay is in 6th place on 15 points. NTS, Didn't finish the race. He scored 0 points. He scored 0 points in the race. Took the only pole position of the season, meaning he's on 1. Baraba, Ben Bath, Leon Fernie, Dean Wysocki, Shoemaker, Checo Brest, Tech Leader, Hitman, Sharkbait, and KLF all yet to score. And before we get into our old driver, PN, let's look at the newer driver. Sharkbait, currently P3 out there on the circuit, running in the Ferrari, and going to be interesting to see what he can do this season.
Yeah, indeed. He's in the Evo version. I could tell by the livery he's running.
Well, there we go.
Not the one I did a whole season with last season with Daz. Yeah.
We won't speak about that one. So Sharkbait new to the grid this season. What can he do? As is Tech Leader. He is also new to the grid. What can he do in a lovely livery? I believe he's the Ferrari Evo as well. A fantastic liveried car. And then we have a returning face. He's currently in the pits. He's in his same livery. But it is KLF 900. And it's great to see Kelly back out there.
Oh, of course. A sabbatical of a week. Yeah, that do. Well, once racing's in the blood, you can't get rid of it, really, can you?
No, exactly. Dan was saying last night that he's been missing the racing, he's been missing this and that, so it's great to see him out there and it's great to see him back on the grid. He's had to take the step down time due to Pro-Am being full. It's Tech Leader who currently leads the way a 10th quicker than JP. Sharkbait 3rd place at the moment with Shoemaker in 4th, Kelly P5, Baraba in 6th. John Andrews currently 7th, Future Revenge P8, Ant P9, and Danlick P10. We've gone board. Let's go on board a bit of John Andrews for you at the moment. Christian Fay in the chat. Go on Tech Leader and Jay. I want to see a checkered flag 1-2. Our Constructors Championship. There is only 2 constructors to talk about in the AM League. The Cartel Sim Racing team of Danlick and NTS are on 22 points. And Flying Potatoes of Jay and Ben Bath, who is currently in Mexico. So Ben, hope you're enjoying Mexico. Hope you're having a good time. Can't wait to see you make your debut out on track. They are on 15. In terms of our very even and very fair Manufacturers Championship, which is just for a bit of fun here at Simplay Motorsport, McLaren have a 61-point lead over the rest of the field because everybody has decided to go McLarens this year. Bentley is 2nd place on 181, Audi 116 in 3rd, Ferrari P4 on 107, Porsche on 105 in P5, Honda P6, 74, Lexus P7 on 71, Aston Martin P8 on 64 points, BMW on 16, Lamborghini on 13. We've yet to see the Mercedes out on track, and nobody has been brave enough to tame the Jaguar, the Nissan, or the Retia this season.
Would anyone ever survive a lap in a Retia?
I don't know, but I tell you what, Pian, I think if you was to ever drop down to AM, I think you ought to have a go in the Jaguar. Yeah.
I'd be a Jag, yeah.
100%. I think you should give it a go. Why not? Kelly out there on the circuit, and we've got 2.5 minutes left of this practice session where the track is wet and getting wetter. It's going to be a fascinating night because as we've seen, PN, in testing throughout the week, this track seems to get, even in the wet, this track seems a lot wetter than Paul Ricard.
Probably because it's hilly. Paul Ricard's quite flat and boring.
It wasn't boring last week, was it? It was very entertaining, to say the least. Just before we get into this, there is 5 drivers who are the most successful. Sorry, no, there's a bit more than that. There's 7 drivers who are the most successful in terms of race wins around this circuit at Spa. Unorthodox is one of them with 2 wins to his name. He can't add to that list, unfortunately. Overtaker is another one, 2 wins to his name. He can add to that on Thursday night. Mazda, remember him from seasons ago? He also has 2 wins, as does Andy, another famous driver who nearly took a championship. Fury could add to his 2 wins, as well as Max Mulder tomorrow night. And the final one is myself, who cannot add to my total because I am in Switzerland on Thursday PM.
Yeah, I don't know my aspirations tomorrow night. Survive, I think, depending on the weather.
Yeah.
Because Eau Rouge on turn 1, that's going to be interesting, especially if it's wet. From a race start, as Matt's mic might have just cut out. Yep.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Right, there we go. Top of Radion as well seems to be another tricky part of the circuit. But with 38 seconds to go, there is only 4 drivers out there on the track. And I believe Two of them will get one more lap in. That is Future Revenge that is Tech Leader and car number 56, who's actually just gone slow. That is John Andrews. So John might not get another lap in from here. We'll have to wait and see. But the other ones are Kelly and KLF and Baraba on laps. And we'll see what they can do. In terms of other milestones this week, it's all pretty much Pro and Pro-Am. Aston Martin needs one start for its 50th. Max Mulder will hit his 50th in race 2 tomorrow night. Gary, who for quite a while now only needs one pole position for 25. Can he do it Thursday? Argent tomorrow night needs one podium for his 50th. So that'll be interesting, CPM. Can Argent get that one done? Yourself, you're approaching the 100 mark milestone. I believe I get my 150th, the same race 2 of Catalonia next week when you get your 100th. So we're going to get milestones together at Catalonia.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, I really love that final chicane at Catalonia. No, I don't.
Yeah. Can we have the F1 version for this year? Because that seemed a lot better, to be fair.
You would have thought they'd update it now, like on the PS5 version of the game, same as Zandvoort.
Might be coming. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, that is the session done. It is only Baraba out there on a lap. When he crosses the line, it will be done because Kelly is on an invalidated lap. Will he improve as he gets to the end? No, he will not. Right, this is where then... It won't let me press drives. It won't let me return to garage. So that's interesting. So we may just have to wait a moment here. This is because it's gone straight in to the race start procedure. So we may just have to wait. Hopefully it lets us do it on the formation lap. And lets us change it there. Right then, so we're straight into the race here. It's going to be a formation lap. Antony sits. Can't manage to get a lap done without crashing. It's Ant. He says, can't manage to get the setup right. Shane Bembridge in the chat. Kelly's going to show them how it's done. In terms of a poll, race winner is going to be the poll. We're going to put KLF on this list. We're going to put Tech Leader because he looked quick. We're also going to put the new guy Shark Bait. And then how about who's the highest in the championship after them? It is going to be... We're going to put Ant. We're going to put Ant RP in there as well. Get your votes in for who you think is going to win the race. PN, your vote for a race winner?
Oh, I don't want to curse them, so I'm going to say somebody else. I'm going to say Tech Leader.
Tech Leader. You heard it here first. Tech Leader for the race win tonight. So we'll see who does what. In this race could be an absolutely fantastic one. You will not want to miss this at all. Right, as the drivers start to pull away now, we can't return to garage, so I do believe we're going to have to watch these go round and do their formation laps.
I've got them. I was in garage at the time, so I've got the cameras. I'll put whoever was on should be on pole, which should be...
I find this annoying how I can't come back to thingy. Right, so while these drivers go through the lap, what we're going to do is just pop to a quick break screen so I can get back in and get the cameras all sorted. Back in just a moment's time.
Pole to be Spinosaurus. Yeah, he's already in position.
How you've got to fucking do that.
Yeah, I know. I had a... When was it? When I was with Dan last week.
What I'm going to say to Mike for next week is, let's put a 30-second or a 1-minute qualifier. No one's going to get round in a minute, but it gives us a minute to be able to...
Return the garage to get the cameras, yeah.
Yeah.
So far, Shoemaker's in his right position.
We're going to go back live in a minute. So right. We're going to go live when Tech Leader is at this corner. No, not Tech Leader.
Shoemaker. Or Spinosaurus Egypticus. Fanboy in Discord. Ask the Dino Nerd to say it. Me.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport. Hope you are very, very well after that quick little break. We are back to get the grid going. Right, so the grid order should be as follows, and there is no NTS in this race, meaning that drivers P1 should be Shoemaker. PN, can you confirm?
He is indeed on First on the road. Currently.
P2 should be that of Baraba.
He is sitting right at the back at the moment.
Right, so Baraba needs to make his way through the pack to P2. P3 should be that of Jay. I believe he's sat at the front.
Yeah.
After Jay, it should be John Andrews, who is by the back of the pack. After John Andrews, it should be Future Avenger, who is sat behind John Andrews at the minute. Clearly, Sharkbait needs to drop back a little bit, and this is all where the drivers need to read Discord and need to make sure that they are looking at everything to make sure everything is in the correct order. After Future Avenger, it should be Danlick.
Danlick's still in front of him at the moment on the road.
Right, after Danlick, it should then be Ant.
Ant, I believe, is in front as well. Yeah, Ant is still sitting in front of John Andrews.
After Ant, it should be Tech Leader. After Tech Leader, it should be Sharkbait. And at the back of the pack, it should be KLF. Kelly is in position. Right. Bear with us for this one, ladies and gentlemen, because this could be a very, very long time to get this grid order working in the right manner.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people have not read Discord.
Yes. That seems to be the biggest problem. So that's unfortunate because at the moment, hopefully it will be better tomorrow night and in Pro. So it should be Shoemaker from second place of Baraba, but Baraba is still towards the back of the pack. After Baraba, it should be Jay. Jay is sitting where he should be. After Jay, it should then be Hacker. Where is Hacker on the road? John Andrews is not behind Jay at the moment. So that is a problem. So he needs to be into P4. Future Revenge should then be behind Hacker. Behind John Andrews, apologies. Hacker is his Discord name. Believe he is. Sharkbait needs to drop right back. As does Tech Leader here, because Tech Leader's at the front as well. Kelly is having to sit and wait, and this is all making their tyres go very, very cold.
Cold into Erosion Radion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gotta be fun. In the wet as well. Yeah, I believe everyone who's not out of position will get a penalty, won't they?
We'll have to wait. We'll have to be discussed in
the admin chat.
In the admin chat. Kelly's in his right place. Shoemaker's in the right place. That's the ones that we need to know. Baraba's towards the back. Ant's just put in the Discord. Guys, the order of the grid, please. Well, you've seen the order of the grid. It's in the event it's in the event page. People struggle.
Well,
struggling.
Yeah, so Shoemaker's in his correct place. Kelly's in his correct place, and now we're sitting stationary and reversing. Oh, this is messy. Sharkbait's now alongside Shoemaker, which is completely the wrong position for him. He needs to drop in front of Kelly.
Sharkbait needs to be at the back here. He's come from by the back towards the front, and this is just becoming a little messy here.
Tech Leader's dropped to the back.
Shoemaker is now waiting. And this is going to make his tyres go even colder here.
John Andrews needs to move up a place, I believe. He starts in front of Danlick, don't he?
So the order should be Shoemaker, Baraba, Jay, John Andrews, Future Revenge, Danlick, Ant, Tech Leader, Sharkbait, and then Kelly. So Shoemaker is in the correct order. Baraba is not second place, or is he, as we wait for the camera to pan around?
No, he's not. He's got a Ferrari beside him, and Sharkbait is in the wrong position. As is furious typing to the admins of the league.
There is. So, Sharkbait is well out of position. This may have to be a sort of league warning for Am by the admins and saying, look, you know the rules and regulations. You've read, or meant to have read, the rules and regulations. The grid order has been posted since the steward decisions have been done.
Indeed.
You
And I know all about them.
Yeah, we both know all about them. This grid order should be sorted. This should be better tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. We can only offer our apologies as the race is about to start. Right, now Baraba is at the front. So Baraba is into second place. Sharkbait is now out of position. Baraba is now dropping back. So nobody's got tyre pressures, nobody's got tyre temps, but here comes Shoemaker then. It's going to be the start of the race in a few moments' time. And for the 45-minute race, they are all out of position. And it is about to be green and go here. Sharkbait is well out of position here.
Indeed. Oh, I believe Shoemaker was brushing the pit wall then.
Well,
you don't want to do that.
You do not at all. Sharkbait is out of position. The race start is initialised. And for round 2 of the season, it is green and go. And look at the gap that Sharkbait has over the rest of the field as they all come up the hill towards El Rouge and Radion. Baraba. A bit of chaos part of traffic here. Has got cars all around him. Everybody single file up the hill. Kelly's managed to jump too because of the start. Everybody is through so cleanly. But it is Sharkbait J and Sharkbite J and Shoemaker who are all going down the straight. And here we go then. Towards the first sector we go. We'll be able to see the final updated listings here. And through the first couple of corners into Les Combs, it is Shoemaker from J, Sharkbait, Danlick, Ant, Baraba, Tech Leader, KLF, John Andrews, Future Revenge. 10 cars at the moment, and it is all go from here. But Shoemaker, at the moment, having to defend from J down in towards the hairpin corner. Sharkbait right on the back. And PN, this has caused big gaps between the field.
It has indeed. There's something like 5 or 6 seconds like gap from third to fourth. It's. I think it will be a driver wide warning, and I think we need to probably extend it to Pro-Am and Pro as well, in anticipation.
Well, I think at the moment it'll be a AM warning for now. We have to see what happens as they all get a little squirrely through. Poo on there. Jay loses out to Shoemaker. Sharkbait going to have a look up the inside of Jay. He's setting him up for the chicane, is he? No, thinks better of it. Danlick still 4th. Ant still in 5th place. Then it's Baraba, Tech Leader, KLF on the back of this train behind Danlick as the leaders are getting away. John Andrews falling behind and Future Revenge down in P10 at the moment. But it is Shoemaker who is having a fantastic battle with that of JP and Sharkbait. And Jay now looks to tuck underneath as they come in towards the final sector. Can't get it done. Very risky place to get it there though. And Jay's having a look. He's having a nibble, if you will. And the nibbling needs to be done from Sharkbait behind. But he can't seem to do it. Danlick has closed on the leaders. But he's now off into the gravel. That puts Ant, Baraba and Kelly all up a place. Tech Leader, John Andrews and Future Revenge all down behind as well. But here comes Jay. Was he wide? Yes, he was. As was Sharkbait. And Sharkbait's round. He's in the wall. Bounces off it. Big damage for his car early doors. And this is going to give more places to Ant, Baraba and KLF, who is working his way forward as patient as can be. And we know Kelly is a very patient driver. Carnage in the background. John Andrews in the wall, PN.
Indeed. And before that, through Fania, Tech Leader ran wide and lost a few positions and had a bit of a questionable reason.
So all trying to push the limits and all trying to get round, but it hasn't worked. It is Shoemaker as he crosses the line, 1.1 ahead of Jay, 5 seconds clear of Ant. Baraba 1 second behind. Kelly's 2 seconds off the back of Baraba, but Ant McLaren, could it do bits here? Tech Leader's 3rd, Future Revenge 4th into turn 1. Jan Andrews on the back of him, in fact tucks underneath Future Revenge here, but can't get it done. The damage to the front of his car. Here comes Sharkbait to go side by side maybe with Future Revenge. No, his Ferrari seems too damaged. Danlick as well with damage to his car. And as we say, Pien, you have to get to the end to finish this race and score points.
You do indeed, and if you don't, well, you ain't going to win the championship by not finishing, are you? Even if it's just getting 1 point, that 1 point can win.
Exactly, especially while Ginger Bush isn't here to win this championship. Shoemaker went wide at the comms, went straight on, and Jay is now all over the gearbox of that McLaren, but cannot get it done into the hairpin. Ant just a little wide onto the grass. Baraba, Kelly trying to hunt him down. We go further back as well. John Andrews still on the back of Future Revenge, and Sharkbait as well on the back of John Andrews, trying to pull ahead of Danlick. Evening to Peaceful Stepdad in the chat, as well as DJ Phil and Benedict Varga, who'll be joining me in the comms box tomorrow night in Pro-Am. And here comes Jay, looking up the inside at Pooh. He's just trying to get a car alongside, have a little niggle. Can't get it done there. And PM, these wet conditions seem to be getting wetter over the next half hour.
They do indeed look like they're going to get a lot wetter. Would it go to the flooded conditions, what we had before.
Oh, Jay!
weather.
Apologies, PNJ. A little sideways through the chicane. And he's managed to lose a lot of time there. That has cost him a lot of time. Shoemaker still leads. Jay now with a bit of a slide. Ant's gained on him. And I believe KLF is gaining on the back of Baraba like an absolute peach. He's within 8/10 now. Here comes Danlick having a look to the back of Sharkbait, who's got that damaged car. They've both got damages to their car. The pit window won't open until around the 27th minute or something like that. So they've got a long way to go till the pit window opens. And I believe they're side by side. Danlick and Sharkbait still go side by side into the right-hander. Great driving from the pair of them, but it is Danlick who is still there, as is Sharkbait. This is where they both went off earlier on. They're coming in towards the bus stop chicane, and Danlick gets it done. Sharkbait's backed out. Let's drop to Kelly, who's side by side. With that is Jay. So what has happened to JPN? Did you see anything?
I did. I was watching Danlick versus Sharkbait through Stavilo and up towards Broshamon.
Right, well then, Kelly currently 5th, Baraba and Ant 2nd and 3rd now. Jay has made a mistake somewhere, and that is off. And Kelly looking up the inside. Has he made the sooty send it? He was the moves
alongside, but they made contact down the old start feeder straight towards the Rouge.
They do indeed. Yeah, he has. He's a wise old fox, he's Kelly. And Jay is all over the place. That Ferrari is as wiggly and as skirmy as ever. And he has a big wiggle at the top of Radion. And Kelly doesn't need a second invitation. He's up to 4th. Can he now get back on the rear end of Baraba and maybe find himself closer to a podium? 29 people watching. If you haven't hit that like button, do so. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, well, why not? Because it's fantastic racing. And also, hit that bell to be notified. We've got a stopped car. That is Sharkbait, who has returned to pits. Now, is that because of his damage?
Yeah, I think he hit the wall again coming through the source. So he might have had too much damage. Let's see if he comes out in about 2 minutes' time with a repaired car.
Well, he's got to come out, because if he doesn't finish the race, he will score 0 points. Right then, Danlick, what can you do? You're on the back of Sharkbait here. You look like you've got a bit of a quicker car at the moment. What can you do so far? Because he's driving a fantastic race and he's doing everything he needs to do at this moment in time.
Okay, Kelly and Jay with a little wide through Puon.
Well, we're going to stay with this Danlick battle, who's just gone wide through No Name, and that has put him off and has lost a lot of time. Jay, is he still on the back of Kelly? He's not far from the back of Kelly. I tell you what, he's close.
Yeah, we are going through the next timing loop yet, but that's less than a second.
Yeah, that is 100% less than a second to KLF. And this could be interesting to see here on what the time will be.
Meanwhile, Shoemaker is slowly pulling away. But one of the few AMs I've saw in the practice lobby or from
he's been in the practice lobby quite a bit. I've seen Jay in a little bit, and Baraba and Kelly here through Blanchimont. Jay a little wider than Kelly was there going forward as well. Baraba's on the back of Ant. So Ant and Baraba having a little scrap. Gets that stop. Jay's going to look around the outside of Kelly. You're not going to get that done. For all these new drivers to AM, everybody's new bar Kelly to Simple A Motorsport, you've got to wake up earlier in the morning than that to overtake KLF 900, let me tell you. But Jay, though, is side by side. Sorry, PM. And is he going to try and go around a long way around turn 1? Into La Source they go. And Jay now tucks back underneath KLF. This is going to be brave into El Rouge.
Oh, who's got the biggest balls, as James Hunt would say.
And it's Jay, because Jay has the move done. Kelly backs out of that one, possibly wisely. Baraba up through Radion, still nowhere near. Danlick gaining on the back of John Andrews once again, but it is Shoemaker at the minute. Called him Schumacher a few times last season. Well, he may think he's Michael Schumacher, because what a masterclass in the wet this is.
Michael Schumacher took his first win in Formula 1 in 1992 at Belgian Grand Prix. In a Benetton.
There we go, then. Made his debut at the Belgian Grand Prix as well.
In a Jordan. Oh, that Jordan's pretty.
And here comes Jay then. He's got back out of Kelly. Jay seems to have pace, but he's just making 1 or 2 mistakes. Baraba up front has lost a bit of time to Ant and cannot seem to make that time back up. And for these guys then, it's all about what they can do. They're on the 3rd lap here at Spa. And at the minute it is Shoemaker from Ant, from Baraba, from Jay, from Kelly. And really, second, third, fourth, fifth, all pretty closer than each other. Just a couple of seconds separate them. But Shoemaker, there we go. First one of the night. Shoemaker, 8.5 clear in his McLaren.
Yeah, he's got no real pressure. Just keep it on the black stuff, not on the green stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Looking back to Kelly then, he is still on the back of Jay. And he's having a look in towards the chicane here, but can't seem to get it done there. Bit too far back at the moment is Kelly, but Jay gaining on Baraba through this chicane. Really gained on Baraba through the chicane. Look at the gap now. They've three of them are pretty close. Jay's trying to look underneath, but can't get it done. Ant has brought the gap down to Shoemaker and has extended his gap to Baraba. So Baraba, bit of a cork in the bottle. He's gone very wide as they come onto this back part of the circuit. Jay looks like he's trying to get the run on the Bentley as they're side by side towards Blanchimont then. Here comes Jay round the outside. Can he make it stick at this next part? This is where drivers seem to be running wide, and Jay gets it done. Baraba backed out. Kelly's now going to have a look as Baraba goes off. Kelly has to avoid, and then that is Kelly with another place around the outside. Yes, thank you very much. Jay back on the podium. Kelly's up to fourth, and he's not a million miles away. If he can follow Jay through, it looks like Kelly could be back there. Shoemaker, Ant, Jay now P3, Kelly P4, Baraba P5. Tech leaders in the background with Future Avenger 7th, John Andrews 8th, Danlick 9th, and if Sharpbait wants to score points, he's got to get back out the pits here.
He has indeed. Well, I believe Shoemaker made a slight mistake that lap because Ant gained nearly a second on him.
Nearly a second on him, yeah. Massive amounts.
Danlick is right at the back now.
Sharkbait's out the pits. So there we go. Where's he come out the pits then? He's come out. That is Ant, who is just ahead of him. So blue flag rules apply here. They've got to move out the way. So Ant, who is now, what's the gap to him and Shoemaker after sector 1? Back up to 8 seconds. Jay, though, looks like he's got more pace over Ant. He's 2.2 behind. Kelly, 1.3 behind him. He's already dropped Baraba 2 seconds. So KLF and Jay seem to be the guys with the pace at the moment, as well as Shoemaker. And for Sharkbait here, he's got to move out the way. He has moved out the way of Jay. And now tucks back in between him and Kelly as he comes into the corner. So Sharkbait seems to be picking his moments, and that's nice to see that. He pulled right off the racing line, slowed down, and let Jay through. And because there was a gap between him and Kelly, had to take the corner. There is nothing wrong with that. Hopefully then, he continues to move out to driver's way. But Jay looks like he's made a mistake here.
He does, indeed. Well, Ferrari is a bit of an animal in the wet. I'm glad I'm not in it this season.
I spoke with Benny last week and I spoke with Jamie. Jamie didn't really give me an answer, but Ben said the McLaren beast in a wet. Your answer?
Nah.
Not for you. Right, Kelly has put a lap on Sharkbait then, so he is now finally through. What would be your car of choice in the wet?
Yes, the front engine.
Yeah, silly question, really, wasn't it? Silly question.
Silly question. Have the engine in the front.
Yeah. Indeed, it was a silly question. Right then, Shoemaker, 6.8 seconds. So has he made a mistake this lap? 32 minutes left this race. So we're 15 minutes in nearly already. And Shoemaker's gap's down to 6.8. Kelly, 1.5 off the back of Jay as we go on board with KLF now. Just drop back to see future events. Danlick's in the pits. Has his damage became too much? He's going to have to pit again. And you really don't want to be making multiple pit stops around this circuit. But this gives Sharkbait a chance to unlap himself here.
Yeah, Danlick's car is heavily damaged. The front end is hanging off well, the damage model doesn't simulate full.
No, it doesn't.
Have a car with damage in real life, but yeah, that'll be a handling nightmare.
So Shoemaker to Ant, 6.8 seconds. Ant to Jay, 2.1. Jay to Kelly, 2.3. Kelly back to Baraba, 2.9. Baraba to Tech Leader, 6.2. Tech Leader to Future Revenge. Hasn't crossed the line yet, so we'll be able to see this in just a moment when he crosses it. Does it now, it's 10.6. Back to John Andrews, who's walking 2 weeks in a row. He's had a wounded car, and I didn't see this one this week, but last week he got collected by NTS. If you remember, John Andrews, 7.8 behind. They're going to put a lap on Danlick, and Sharkbait here has now unlapped himself from Danlick. So if he's 2 laps behind Danlick, Sharkbait here will start to be getting closer to the same lap. 6.9 the gap out front. Shoemaker leads the way from Ant. Jay, though, has brought the gap down to 1.8 to Ant. So Jay currently flying at the moment, and PNJ, bar his own little mistakes at times, he's really, really on the money here.
He is. He's, well, the second Ferrari. I believe. I don't know which version is that. Is that the Evo or the normal one?
Well, we'll be able to tell you in just a moment. So Ant is in the normal. Jay, Tech Leader, and Sharkbait all in the Evo. So Ant, the only one in the normal Ferrari, the one that you drove last season.
The one I really love.
Sharkbait now, look, because Danlick has drove into the pit. Sharkbait now has got a sector time between him and Danlick. It is blank at the moment because of the fact that he hasn't gone through sector 3, and in the background he's gone round, just as Pierre mentioned. So he has got, Danlick is away, so he's now on the same lap as Danlick. He's returned to the pits again.
Yeah.
Well, if he retires, that is 0 points.
Out of interest, I'm just trying to check. No, he is on wets. I was just checking the other game hadn't put him on dries.
Well, I don't know what's happened to Jay here this lap, but it was 1.8, the gap. It's now gone up to 3 seconds, and he's only lost 4/10 to Kelly. So has Ant just pulled something out the bag here a little bit? Baraba has been dropped by Kelly. Tech Leader starting to gain on Baraba. Future Revenge just not really in this race at the moment. He's just not close enough. Neither is John Andrews, but John Andrews walking a wounded car. Sharkbait needs to get out there, needs to finish this race. And if I remember rightly, the pit window is around the 20-odd minute mark to open up.
Yeah, we've got to give it to John Andrews, though, just hanging in there with a quite badly damaged car, just waiting for the pit window to open.
And sometimes, PM, that is the best way to go about it.
Sometimes in the wet, it's probably worth having that little bit of damage to stop you sliding.
We've seen on this game that at times the damage can sometimes help the car from sliding, like you say, in the wet conditions. Right, Jay has gone from 3 seconds. He's brought the gap down to 1.4 to Ant. Ant's gap to Shoemaker's back up to nearly 8 seconds. And Jay has dropped Kelly to 2.9 now, so it's found some half a second, if not more, over Kelly at the end of this lap. And for Jay, he's absolutely flying because he's gaining on the back of Ant here. Kelly's trying to come with the pair of them, but just isn't. Jay's just dropped 2 wheels down the Kemmel straight onto the grass there. Interesting driving line from that. And Kemmel straight, PN. Not like unorthodox on Thursday night calling it the Camel Straight a few seasons ago.
Yeah, or pass of the grass straight. Oh wait, that was the Nürburgring down the Dottinger Hoe.
Yeah. Right. Ant into the hairpin. He's got Jay really hassling the back of him. Kelly just starting to lose touch with these two, but will hopefully now be able to start to gain a bit of momentum over these two now that they're battling. Here comes Jay. He's looking each way to a Sunday. Down the hill towards Pouon comes Jay now, and through the long left-hander of Pouon. Front bumper to rear bumper, and I believe Jay has tapped him around, and Ant has gone around.
They made contact again.
And has Jay waited for his rival? No.
He has not.
He has not. He's carried on his way. Big contact from Jay and Ant there. Kelly got past and he's now up into P3 on the podium. Pit window. Well, you couldn't time that any better if you're Jay and Ant, could you?
No. Well, you shouldn't really come together anyway. I don't think Pouon's a very good passing place.
Especially in the wet. It's not. Maybe if you're a bit more alongside, possibly. Baraba up to 4th. Ant is behind Tech Leader now down in 6th place, having damage. So he's got a pit. That means Shoemaker now has a 12-second lead. The thing for Kelly is, the thing for Jay and Tech Leader, for Ant and John Andrews, pit this lap. If you're Kelly, who was in that fight with these guys, would you box with them knowing that you're going to jump them in the pits?
Yeah, I would. And as Shoemaker's on pit lane now.
Shoemaker does not hesitate. He is straight in. Jay stays out. Kelly stays out. So this is interesting. Baraba is going to stay out. Bearing in mind, it's a 2.5 minute lap here. 2 minute 40 in the wet. These guys have got a lot of work to do with only a 10-minute pit window. Ant stays out. Future Revenge. What is he going to do? Sharkbait back out on the circuit. He boxes.
I should think John Andrews would be pitting this lap as well.
I'd imagine so. And with Jay and Ant having damage, PN, you'd imagine that this, for John Andrews, going into the pits to have a fresher car when he comes out, this should help him here as he comes straight into the pits. Danlick has to pit. He's struggling there. Danlick and Sharkbait have to pit to complete their drive, their tyres. change as well. As look at that. Jay is at Lecombs. Shows you how far away he is. 12 seconds behind Shoemaker, by the way. Shoemaker still not even at his pit box. We had a 12-second lead when he entered the pits. He's just stopped now. And Jay is coming down towards No Name. 3.8 ahead of Kelly. So that damage Jay's got doesn't seem to be affecting the car.
It might have made it easier to drive. You never know.
Well, unless Kelly's had a moment this lap.
I can't see any damage on Kelly's car if he's hit anything, or maybe just put a wheel out wide and lost a bit of traction.
Yeah, he's possibly just had a wiggle somewhere. But it's Jay from Kelly from Baraba from Ant, who's back ahead of Tech Leader then. Danlick has pitted as well. Shortbait, will he come into the pit to complete his mandatory stop? Shoemaker has just been released for his mandatory stop. So Shoemaker is done. Shortbait a bit deep at the final chicane. Comes into the pits to do his pit stop as well. Shoemaker is out and away. Oh, is that 2 wheels across the pit exit line there?
It was.
On the stream. Well, that's a bit naughty, that is. So Future Revenge in. John Andrews has only just stopped at his box. Danlick still not where near. Shortbait coming down towards turn 1. And by the time Shoemaker got out the pits, Jay is towards the end of the circuit. So will Jay box? Tech Leader 1.3 off the back of what looks to be a similar liveried car. Obviously, Ant in the normal Ferrari. Tech Leader running the livery of Peaceful Explosion Sooty Apex last season, but just a different colour.
Yeah.
And so far, Jay, it looks like he's got a lot of damage to the front of that car. You can clearly see. Kelly has to follow him in. Kelly's lost even more time to Jay. Jay does a box. Right. If I was Kelly, halfway through this race, I'd be getting in the pits.
He is indeed. Kelly's pitting now.
Right.
As Keys in the YouTube chat.
Just seeing that evening to Keegs. Get the slicks on, lad. Well, Kelly pits. What does Baraba do? He carries on. Ant also into the box. Tech Leader follows him in. Shoemaker's done. And he's in towards the middle sector. Future Revenge done. He's at Lecombs. John Andrews done. Just coming out the pit lane. Oh, that was just on the line. Danlick and Shortbait still in the pits of Kelly.
I didn't see that one.
The next lead car to be out there. John Andrews is away, and Danlick now comes away and puts another lap on Shortbait. He's only one lap down. He now comes out to get away on this track. Where, though, is Shoemaker? He's coming into the final sector now. Kelly, who was about 14, 16 seconds behind Shoemaker, has just turned around turn 1 and is heading down towards his box. So for Kelly, we'll see what he can do. But for Shoemaker at the moment, he is flying so far. Absolutely flying, although that's a little wide from him.
Yeah, this pit lane's ridiculously long. We don't have all these teams. Let me just have the F1 pits, please.
Yeah, exactly. Could we just one of the pit lanes? Obviously, the Spa 24 Hour is next week, because we just got on board Shortbait, who has been released, needs to get out his box to finish this race and score points. Kelly, then we saw, is into his box, and Shoemaker is coming down towards La Source now. So Kelly stopped. He should have just a 30-second stop, maybe a little bit if he's had a bump here or there. But Shoemaker will inherit P2 back from Kelly, Ant, and Tech Leader halfway through the race. Shortbait is away. Ant, Tech Leader, and Kelly all in. Jay is coming towards the final sector. He puts a lap on John Andrews. Hasn't yet lapped Future Revenge.
Sharkbait just hit one of the bollards coming out pit lane. They don't move.
No, they don't move. Oh no, Kelly! Oh no! On his return to sim play, he's got a stop-go penalty. And you do not want that around this circuit. And look at the gap he's got now over Ant and Tech Leader, who are still not away. Tech Leader's now away. And in his fight with Ant, oh, you do not want that stop-go penalty. Tech Leader is out. So Kelly's got a full pit stop to do again, because it's 30 seconds to change your tyres. He's got to do that stop-go, otherwise it'll be disqualification. Kelly, 3 laps to do that. He's got work to do to make it up. Jay now into the pits. Ant has now gone as well. So he has left the pit lane.
Jay and Baraba have got to pit now. They do not have enough time to get round.
Yeah, 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes left on the pit window.
Maybe
easy.
one more.
One more lap, easy. One more lap, easy.
But they're pitting now.
Right, they're in the box. Kelly, 21 minutes left. Get round, get straight back in.
Yeah. Serve that penalty as early as possible. Yeah. And Sharkbait's back in the pits. He did make contact with them bollards coming out of pit lane.
He's not. Has he drove back into the pits?
No, he's returned to pit lane again, so there's another 2-minute waiting on the button.
Oh, we've gone to replay there, so apologies for that.
As Jay is still not in his pit box.
And now we can't see the cameras properly, so back in just a
someone's
moment
spun.
while we see the pit box. While I sort my cameras out.
Yep.
The cameras properly, so back in just a moment while we see the pit box. While I sort my cameras out.
Yep.
Oh my god, this fucking game at times.
I know, right? Schumacher just lost up through Stavolo.
Right.
And he's hit the wall. He's got damage.
Okay.
But he crossed the white line. Did you go on the BRB stream?
Yeah. Welcome back then. Apologies for that little mishap there. Shoemaker, though, has hit the wall and has been in a bit of bother, Pian told us. Pian, what happened?
I don't know. I just saw like, a yellow flag and his number was yellow through Stavolo. And, well, Campos and Stavolo, as they're known as. And he looked like he made contact with the wall there. But he's now about to take the lead, coming up again.
Yeah, well, he has. Jay looks a bit closer to him, obviously, since his mistake. Then Kelly's back in the pits for his drive-through penalty. Danlick as well, back in the pits. Baraba's still there, and Sharkbait as well is still in the pits. So him, Danlick, need to get out and finish this race, otherwise they score no points. They have to meet a certain lap to score points. I do believe it is. They have to do most of the race. And at the minute, timetable I was meant to press. Sharkbait has done 4 of the 9 laps available. Danlick has done 7. So Danlick will probably score if he gets back out. Sharkbait needs to get out and get some laps under his belt. What's happened?
Right. Pit exit line on Main Street.
The admins will be looking at that one.
Yep. Oh! Danlick's got a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, what a shame. So Danlick's got to come back in. Kelly's not even done his stop-go yet. He's just come in. Tech Leader's through. Anti's through. Future Revenge is, I believe, past Kelly as well. John Andrews, a lap down. Or not a lap down because he's coming through now. He should be past Kelly as well. Danlick won't be. So Kelly has gone from on the podium and he's going to be down in P8. And that is heartbreaking for him. Shoemaker, 12 seconds.
No. Shoemaker, 12 seconds in the lead. That's Mike cut out.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Right, so Shoemaker, 12 seconds in the lead of Baraba, with Tech Leader 4th, Ant in 5th, Future Avenger. They're all separated by 4 seconds. Kelly's in, Danlick needs to pit again, and Sharkbait back out on circuit.
He is indeed. Let's hope he's not hit anything again. I believe I was watching Danlick when he came out for pits. He crossed the white line as well. Oh dear. So that's another thing for the stewards to look at. As Kelly comes out, stop-go cleared. What could have been on his return?
Yeah, what could have been on his return? Well, John Andrews is at the bottom of Lake Combs and he's got 17 minutes to try and catch him. 46 seconds John Andrews is behind Future Revenge. That possibly isn't going to happen. Jay's brought the gap down under 12 seconds to Shoemaker and he's 22 clear of Baraba. So for this race at the moment, what are we going to see? Pit window's closed. Everybody's done their pit stops here. And you have to say, PN, that depending on the damage Shoemaker may have, he looks like he's possibly going to be on for a race win. But that gap to Jay is coming down.
He is, but 17 minutes is a long way to go. And if Jay's lapping quicker, because that looked like it's front aero damage on Shoemaker's McLaren. So that will be a bit of a pain down the straights. Be a bit very draggy. But then again, though, the downforce in the wet will be a good thing.
It will be a good thing. So Shoemaker at the minute comes through towards Lake Combs. Jay is just coming down the Kemmel straight. That will tell us where he will be in just a few moments' time in terms of Right, so yeah, he's gained a second over the last lap. Baraba, he's only just coming up Eau Rouge. Tech Leader 6.8 behind him. Ant 4.5 behind Tech Leader. Future Revenge 5.2 behind Ant. John Andrews not yet at the start line. He's coming around towards Blanchimont. Kelly's 12.5 seconds behind him. Danlick's in service stop-go penalty. And you have to say here, Kelly looks like he's possibly got a bit more pace than John Andrews in this one to maybe gain over John Andrews in this race.
Oh, absolutely. Just keep it on the black stuff. Don't run wide, because... And he runs wide.
Yeah.
As I say, don't run wide, because it's slippery as hell out there now.
It is indeed. Car 27, Shoemaker, coming down towards the second sector. It's going to be interesting to see these timing screens change all the time here and see what will happen. Don't forget, if you want to watch some more GT3 action, our Pro-Am League is live tomorrow night. Myself and Ben Varga will be bringing you the action of Pro-Am at Spa. Hopefully, not a full grid this week because we've got 3 that can't make it due to work commitments. So we do have 18 cars on the grid for you tomorrow night.
Hate to interrupt you, Matt, but Sharkbait lost it at Radion. And he was in the wall.
Right, hopefully he pits and comes back out. 13 drivers confirmed, 2 are tentative, are waiting to hear from 3 more at the moment. No championship leader such Apex, and if you're interested in watching the Pro action on Thursday night, make sure you do so because Pro should be a cracker. 15 confirmed, 2 tentative, 2 can't make it. 1 is myself, unfortunately, but we're waiting to hear back from 1 more as well to see if he will be racing, and after that it should be a fantastic night of action here. Tech leader 4.3 to Baraba, Jay towards the line. It says there's a lap between him and Shoemaker. It was 10.6 the last time I saw. What is it going to be as Jay crosses the line? 10 seconds exactly. Stop go cleared for Danlick. He's back away as Sharkbait just probably, he's in the wall again. Needs to really sort that out. Is he on the slick tyres? He's on the dry tyres. So there's his Sharkbait. There's his problem. He's on the slicks.
Yep, and Danlick cut the white line coming out of pit lane again.
Sharkbait into the pits, and that means he will probably
another 2 laps. He should be able to get out.
I mean, as long as he finishes, he's clearly pitting because he's got damage, so he's off the road. I don't mind that personally, Pian. I don't know about yourself, but he's getting damage and getting out the way to the pit lane, so I don't mind that. I'm happy for him to score points, but he does need to make sure he's on that right tyre. Either way, we're watching Shoemaker gap down to 9.7. John Andrews, has Kelly got John Andrews in his sight? He looks a lot closer. They come through the timing screen there. That is 5.6. So Kelly at the moment is charging, but is a full sector behind Future Revenge. He's only 5.4 off the back of Ant in front. So if Ant has a mistake, Future Revenge right in there. Ant looked like he was easing off coming up the top of Radion. Is Radion getting worse? They look a little twitchy through Radion.
The circuit looks a hell of a lot wetter than it was earlier on screen. So,
well, the rain increasing here. Kelly. John Andrews, I think, has been in the wall. His car has got a lot of damage. We've not seen this, but Kelly, I've just gone on to press on him, see if he's caught. And he's not just caught, he is ahead now. So John Andrews must have had a moment because there was 5 seconds between him and Kelly. And that is that done for KLF 900. He is up to P7 once again. So in the points.
Well, everyone scores a point in long as you finish now in ACC.
Yeah, that's true.
The lead is down to 8.04 seconds.
Yeah, and also Ant has lost 4 seconds to Tech Leader, but Future Revenge hasn't really caught him at all. So Ant's struggling. Tech Leader managing to keep hold of P4. Can't really catch Baraba, so Bentley looks like it could be on the podium again here.
Yep, as Shoemaker now crosses the line. He's got lap traffic in front of him with Danlick.
Yeah, so Danlick should just jump straight out the way. Here comes Jay to the line now. So what's the gap now? That is down to... another 6 tenths through that final sector, PN. Jay's flying at the moment compared to Shoemaker.
The hunt is on to stop a McLaren winning.
11 minutes in this race. Right, and to stop a McLaren winning and to get what would be Ferrari's 8th win only at Simplay Motorsport. From Project Cars and ACC GT3s, it would be its 8th win. That will then put it ahead of the Ginetta from the Project Cars 2 days of the Ginetta GT3 on 8 race wins. It would also mean that the current podium would give McLaren its 105th, it would give Ferrari its 33rd, and it would give Bentley its 54th podium, gaining on the BMW. In terms of race starts, cars popping up all over. No more pole positions. So what's that? Is that another 5/10 in the first sector?
That was another 5/10 in the first sector.
Right, another 5/10 in the first sector. Watch Tech Leader as well, because he's only 3.3 off the back of Baraba here. In fact, watch Future Revenge, because he's only 1.7. I think Ant is starting to struggle. Future Revenge 1.7 ahead, behind Ant. Ant starting to struggle just a little bit here.
Looks like it. It looked like the Ferraris, as these conditions get increasingly wet, the Ferraris getting very Italian on them. And
You
not
say
wanting
that.
to work.
You say that, but Jay's making it work at the moment. He's gaining. Tech Leader's now 2.3 to Baraba. Jay was very wide at the top of Radion. Track limits will be being given to drivers here. Who's that off? That is car 72. That is Danlick, who has had another moment then a bit further down the course. And that is car 15 of Jay, who is through. No real bother. And Ant is wide again. Atley comes. This will be more warnings for Anthony's track limits here. Twice he's been very wide on this lap. And we'll see what happens. Tech Leader gaining on Baraba. What's the gap between Shoemaker and Jay? As Jay comes through the time screen, it's 5.8. What, 2 Ferraris working, 1 not. And the one that's not working is not the Evo car.
That'd be about right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, true. Forza Ferrari says, Ben, in the chat. The vote of the chat went the way of Kelly to win the race. It's not of the 4 options in the chat that are going to win the race. Tech Leader really gaining on the back now of Baraba. Ant still 1.9 ahead, and Tech Leader is right with Baraba here. Starting to get on the back of the Bentley. So could Ferrari take a double podium for the statistics here? Shoemaker wants to add his name to that most successful list. 4.6 the gap out front, 9/10 of a second. This gap here, the Bentley versus Ferrari. I would say it's like watching myself and Peaceful Explosion, but it wasn't really last season in Pro. Sorry, Mike.
No comment.
Sorry, Mike. Here we go then. The Bentley's got to hang on for 9 minutes against a really charging Tech Leader. What's happening between Future Revenge and Ant? That gap has increased. Kelly nowhere near sector 2 at the minute, so he's going to struggle so far. Gap out front though, 4.6 as Shoemaker comes to Lecombs. In he comes now, nicely done. Jay, not a million miles behind. Start to hear Jay's engine, 4.5 the gap, back to Baraba as through La Source they go. And it's still Baraba from Tech Leader at the moment as they head towards El Rouge again.
Yeah, I'm just sleeping on the lead battle. As Jay in the blue Ferrari should have been red.
Oh, Baraba over Radion and was very much 2 wheels over the curb there. That could be we don't need to penalise for track limits in the stewards because the game does it for us. Now, whether because of the wet, the track will let that one slide, but that was very close. So 4.5 out front, Future Revenge 2 seconds behind Ant, and this battle 9/10. Tech Leader seems to have got within a second here and now just can't do anything about him.
He's stuck in the dirty air, isn't he, like a Bentley?
Yeah. He is indeed. Future Revenge goes through the sector time. 1.8 is that gap, so that's come down just a little bit by Future Revenge. Out front, we're about to see the timing screens change here. On board with Tech Leader, who's trying to hunt down Baraba. Was 4.5, it's now 4 seconds. It seems to be half a second every single sector time that goes through. So Jay's flying at the moment. The question is, this Ferrari Evo getting stuck in, I mean, the Bentley's a much bigger car than the McLaren, but Tech Leader just can't seem to get past Baraba. Well, Jay, is he going to get as close to Shoemaker and still not be able to get past because of the dirty air?
It's hard to say, but How much dirt, would the McLaren throw off compared with the
Well,
Bentley?
yeah, this is the biggest question, isn't it? Although I say this, Tech Leader now, as they come through in towards the second sector timing beam, he's a lot closer to 9/10. He's half the deficit. It's 4/10 of a second now. And Tech Leader absolutely charging at the moment in terms of trying to get onto this podium. We will try and speak with these drivers for interviews at the end of this race. So hopefully we'll be able to get them in. But it is currently Shoemaker. 3.1 the gap out front now. So he's took more than half a second. He's took 9/10 of a second. Tech Leader as the Bentley runs a little wide. Tech Leader also goes wide. Oh, he's nearly lost it. Manages to hang on somehow. And we've lost a driver. We've lost Shoemaker.
Shoemaker's gone. Has his Wi-Fi
Oh, what
died
has
again from
happened?
last week? I will check Discord quickly.
What has happened? Tell him he can get back in to finish this race because he will still get probably 7th place points here. But Jay now leads. The car has vanished. Baraba second. Tech Leader now is fighting for the second step on the podium. Ant is now up to 4. 3.6 clear of Future Revenge. No, in fact, Future Revenge has got past Ant as they cross the line. And looks like he's got a bit more damage as well. So is this track just getting wetter that drivers are starting to struggle? Kelly comes through sector 2. He's a whole sector behind Ant at the moment. Back to Tech Leader in this Bentley. 8/10 of a second. The gap. Baraba, he's in the wall. He's lost it at the top of Radion. The puddle seems to be getting worse. And Baraba is in the wall. And he looks like he's got some steering damage here.
Indeed, I was just sort of like finding out what was happening.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. With second place, here comes Ant now. Up, down, side by side. The camel straight with Future Revenge. He's going to have the inside line for the first part of Lecombs. Here comes Ant, and he gets the job done before Lecombs. Right then, KLF. Does Baraba have enough damage in 5 minutes that he has to pit? If so, can Kelly and John Andrews maybe make up another place here?
Yeah, it is indeed Wi-Fi just gone down.
That is a shame. If Shoemaker can get back in, he would be able to get P7 as Baraba sideways through Puon. Really starting to struggle in that car now. Well,
Ant's got back in front of Future Revenge.
yeah, this could be absolutely massive. Shoemaker is back in. And he's currently P6 because he was so far ahead of Kelly, but we'll have to wait. Future Revenge. Bit of a flash there to Ant as he's coming now.
First to finish, you've got to stay on track and not retire.
It would have been his first league win, he's just said in the Discord. That is such a shame. But Future Revenge is looking all over the back of Ant here, just going to Baraba as he's coming into Blanchimont. That Bentley just is struggling. It looks like it's got some suspension damage because every time it turns, that rear end just wants to stick out. Shoemaker now behind Kelly, will soon be behind John Andrews, I'd imagine. Is Baraba going to pit? Is he going to try and keep hold of this podium? That's the biggest question here. 16 seconds he has over Ant with 3.5 minutes left. You'd stay out, surely.
You stay out, you just try to drive around the problem, don't you? And
Future Revenge. Yeah, you would. Future Revenge looking left and right, looking to try and get past this of Ant into P4. Ant's gone a little deep at the bus stop chicane through the final part of it, and it's Future Revenge now in his Bentley who comes down the start straight and is trying to just creep on the back of Ant's Ferrari. It looks a bit wounded, it looks a bit damaged. You have to feel for Shoemaker.
He's been the longest 2 minutes of his life to get back on track.
I believe as well he's only 14 years of age, so he's a young lad, and you have to feel for him. His first sim win. Well, Shoemaker, if you are listening to the stream, it will come if you carry on driving like that. I'm sure of that one. Ant looked a little wiggly. Not as wiggly as Future Revenge, who is all over the place. Up through Radion. The gap to Baraba, what is it? Because these two fighting each other, but wiggling as well. It's going to be close. The bonus for Shoemaker is Danlick and Shortbait have had to pit that much that he can still get P8 in this race.
Indeed, hopefully he can get back on track. With 2 minutes of the race left.
Yeah, he's been in for a while though, hasn't he now? So, Future Revenge, do you have anything left in the tank? He looks like he's slower in Sector 1 than that of Ant at the moment.
Yeah. For one set of tyres we seem to have for wets.
Well,
coming in
I'm
play.
unsure about this.
Because that won't make sense if you did a 24-hour race, would it? And you
No,
only had one set
it
of
wouldn't. No,
wets.
it wouldn't. I'm just wondering if that you're not limited to wet tyres. I wonder if that's the reason. Do you know what I mean? Because we can limit the dries. I wonder if you're not limited to the wets. Right there, we are being told by race control that Jay is on the final lap. We're currently watching Future Revenge. Shoemaker is out on track. Oh, has he had a moment? He's had a moment. Oh, no.
It's just gone bad for worse.
He's got the dries. It's put the dries onto his car. It's put the dries on his car. I think you have to let this one slide due to internet problems, don't you? I think you have to give him the points here. Sharkbait's carried on. Oh, no, Future Revenge. Well, that puts to bed that. 46 seconds ahead of KLF. So Kelly's been flying because he's got that gap down from sector to sector. He was a full sector behind Future Revenge. Well, he's got it down. So Kelly's been charging here.
It's a case of what if he didn't have that stop go for speeding in the pit
Yeah,
lane.
he'd have been on the podium. He'd have possibly been second in this race. Baraba, 10 seconds ahead of Ant, and Ant's clear now of Future Revenge. That's put that one to bed. Where is Jay on track? Let's watch Jay as he comes through. Absolutely flying has Jay been tonight, and he's about to be on for his first race win. PN, I don't know if you'll be able to get these guys in the party, the top three, but let's try. If not, I shall do it momentarily. But it looks like then no podium for McLaren tonight. It looks like it's going to be a double Ferrari podium. So that'll be podium number 34. And the Bentley looks like it's still going to take podium number 53. And Ferrari looks like it is going to get its 8th race win. But more importantly, we saw Ginger Bush last week take his debut win. We're going to see a brand new winner. We could see a lot of brand new winners crowned this season. It's going to be a new winner once again for Jay. Just dropping down. Tech Leader still going. Baraba still going. Ant still going. Future Revenge still going. Kelly still going. As is John Andrews. He's been in the wars tonight, but still there. Shoemaker hopefully can get out the pits before Jay comes round. In fact, he might be able to finish this race, actually, Mike Shoemaker. Danlick on the grass. He struggled tonight, as is Sharkbait. But Jay, into the final sector. He's been fantastic tonight, hasn't he, PN?
Yeah, he's trained for Ferrari quite well in these very, very difficult conditions. As looking at the track temp, it is decreasing quite quickly now. So, them tyres will not be that warm anymore.
No, they won't be that warm. But into the final chicane, he comes. It is going to be race win number 1 for Jay this season. It was 6th last week. It's the top step of the podium for Jay today at Spa. What a drive from him. We've got such a gap, though, back to Tech Leader. He's not even at Sector 2 yet. He's that far behind. Shoemaker can hopefully come back out the pits and finish this race as he's carrying on at the moment. But it looks like it'll be P8 for him, as the next man to the line will be that of car 56. John Andrews, a lap down. But it's going to be P7 for John Andrews. Not bad for him. Car 72 at Danlick. Not the race he would have wanted. P3 last week to P9 this week. But it's points. Points mean prizes. And that is what he's going to get. Danlick is going to get 9th place. And then we await Tech Leader on his debut. He's going to be on the podium. He's into the final corner now. And he rounds it. Tech Leader on debut makes it a Ferrari 1-2. They're not in the same team, but Ferrari 1-2 as a constructor. That is brilliant. Baraba next. Didn't finish last week to score points. This week he is going to score points, and it's going to be a podium. The Bentley rounds the final chicane and is going to be on the podium here. Fantastic drive. Only 5 seconds clear of Ant, who did well then here. 2nd last week, 4th this week. Future Revenge, well, what could have been a 4th last week? It's going to be 5th place this week for him. Kelly has been charging to catch him. KLF absolutely flying. If Shoemaker can get out the pits, mate, buddy, get out. But Kelly laps ahead of others. He's going to come across for a P6. Shoemaker will be given P8 due to the fact he was laps ahead of Danlick and Sharkbait.
Where's Tech Leader?
But a fantastic race, PN, tonight. We'll get your driver of the day and thoughts in just a moment. But what a drive tonight. Kelly into the final corner. And what could have been for the man on his return, but it's only going to be P6. That is fine. I'll try and sort that out. Kelly gets P6 across the line as we await for Sharkbait. Now, I will try and get the top 3 in. In fact, what we'll do is we'll leave the top 3 this week. We'll try and get the top 3 in next week. But that, apologies, is your race result there. What a drive from everybody at the moment. Absolutely fantastic to see everybody there.
Alec quit the lobby before we got the results.
Brilliant. Thanks for that. So we'll just wait for that to pop up at the end. But that then is your results. And we go to the manufacturer's standings then. And it is as follows. McLaren, 282 points. Bentley, 219 points then there. Then, next up, it comes Audi, 160. No, it's not Audi, sorry. That hasn't done what I wanted it to do. So if we do that, and then that. McLaren 282, Bentley 219, Ferrari third place on 185, Porsche P4 119, Audi on 116, Honda 74, Lexus 71, Aston Martin 64, BMW 16, Lamborghini 13, Mercedes on none. The Manufacturers' Championship looks highest. Flying Potatoes lead by 6 points over the Cartel Sim Racing team. 40 points to 34, so that's great to see us. Look at that, look. It's only greasy conditions for the next session, proving that ACC can throw anything up. The Drivers' Championship, though, looks a little like this, and it is Ant who now leads the championship. After not the best race for Ant today, he'll be disappointed with them results. He leads 2 points clear of Jay, Future Revenger, P3. P4 goes the way of Danlick, P5 for John Andrews on 31, P6 for Ginger Bush on 25, Tech Leader on 23, Baraba on 21, KLF on 15 in P9, Shoemaker on 13, Sharkbait 11 and NTS on 1. Ben Baff, Fernie, Dean Wasocki, Checo Bress and Hitman yet to score this season. PN, final thoughts from you today?
That was a bit tricky for the AMs this time. Again, not as tricky as probably Paul Ricard.
Driver of the day from yourself?
Oh, I have to go give it to... Well, I'm going to give it to Shoemaker because he was unlucky with his Wi-Fi crashing, but he deserves driver of the day.
Yeah, I'm going to give mine to Shoemaker because I thought he deserved driver of the day as well. What an incident-packed race. Got to feel for Shoemaker. Very unfortunate, says Micro J's in the chat. DJ Phil gives his driver of the day to Kelly. Not sure if Phil was watching the same race we was. And for Christian Fay in the chat, good race, boys. Got the 1-2, he says there. That is all we have time for. Shoemaker gets your driver of the day. Don't forget, tomorrow night. Don't forget, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up button now. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and hit the bell to be notified. Tomorrow night is Pro-Am. PN will be taking to the circuit against all the other Pro-Am drivers. Join me and Ben Varga live 8 p.m. for the action of the first reverse grid for Pro-Am and first race as well as race 2, and join PM Motorsport in the commentary box with Dan Davis on Thursday night for the pros. I sadly won't be here, but I'm sure PN and Dan will do a cracking job and it'll be great racing nonetheless. But from all of us here at Simply Motorsport, good night.
Good night.
Cracking job and it'll be great racing nonetheless. But from all of us here at Simply Motorsport, good night. Good night.
Damn privacy sessions.
We're out. So.
Yeah. Up the stop.
Shoemaker, mate. That is unlucky.
It's happened to me.
Yeah.
When I did league races on GT5. Leading, pulling away, internet dies. No wonder I break controllers.
First time is being posted tomorrow. Right, end the stream there. Close that. Good views again. All in the 20s, if not 30s at times.
Yeah, that's not bad then. Ferrari won too. We've got closing on everybody else again, haven't they?
Yeah, good though for Ferrari, isn't it? Good that.
Yeah. Car's not the easiest car to drive.
No, it's not. Right, YouTube.
Yeah, I tried to get them in and their privacy session settings. I don't know which ones are like. You can't do that. Right, let's turn the stream off.
Oh my god, I've just had a message from my aunt.
Yeah.
How do I send an incident?
Oh my fucking god.
One of the new guys just messaged me on Discord. How do I send an incident? Yeah, they've all said they've read rules and regulations. It explains it on there that you have to open a ticket. He's just said, how do I do that? Fuck's sake. Go to
really
Race Director and it says...
I really can't bother putting that pit lane one in. It is quite hard to see the line over that crest.
Fair enough then, fair enough.
Because I run bonnet cam and you can barely see it.
Yeah.
And if I run an in-car cam and it's wet, so I just can't be arsed going through all that crap again. Unless Mike saw it. If Mike saw it, he could put it in, can't he?
I might go through the stream, see who was out of position. And by out of position, I mean not Jay, because Jay was third.
Yeah.
But was currently second because Baraba was by the back.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not going to penalise people
position.
like Jay. Or do we just give a general warning to Am saying, look, you know.
I think it'd either be a warning first, or something ready. It'd be a bit harsh to penalise them straight away.
Right, that's done.
Poor pit lane speeding though. Poor Kelly. He might have been up there fighting for the lead. I just can't be arsed going through my stream and clipping all the pit incidents.
Every time I stream on Streamlabs, it keeps crashing. Reset. Cheers. Right.
Server needs resetting now to go around.
It's done.
It's only 9:15.
Yeah, because there's no qualifying. That finishes even earlier now. Right, we're jumping back into the party.
Yeah, go there.
Sweet.
I'll turn all my fans back.